Hey budget gardeners, Vita Loca here. Join me today as we winter sow some milkweed seeds. So let's go. The seeds that we're going to sow today are common milkweed, which is a native perennial here where I live in New Hampshire Zone 5B. This will be my first time trying to grow milkweed from seed. I'm very excited about that. I have many videos on my channel having to do with the who, what, when, where, and why of winter sowing. If you're curious about the process, what I'll do is put a link to the playlist up above as well as down below in the description, so be sure to check it out. Perennial plants have been basically winter sowing out in nature forever. However, this whole process of winter sowing, basically taking some sort of a container or a pot, putting seeds in it and getting those seeds to germinate outdoors is something that's been around for a while. A woman named Trudy Davidoff worked with the USDA to come up with more details having to do with the winter sowing process. In fact, there's a wonderful Facebook group that I go to all the time, and I recommend you check it out. It's free to join, and there's a lot of great information out there. I'll also put a link to that Facebook group down below. There are many different ways to winter sow. One size does not fit all. I recommend you experiment with it. Change things around each year until you hone in and come up with a process that works best for you. When it comes to timing, the best time to start the winter sowing process is just after the winter solstice, which usually falls sometimes near the end of December, but it also falls when your nighttime temperatures are consistently below 50 degrees Fahrenheit. So you want to make sure you're paying special attention to your weather, to your climate, and start seeds accordingly based on that. When it comes to the milkweed seeds, they need at least a 30-day cold stratification period. And what that means is they need to be chilled, or they need to have a cold period of a minimum of 30 days in order for the seeds to break dormancy and in order for them to germinate. There are a number of ways that you can give the milkweed seeds that cold period. One way is just to take the seeds and sprinkle them out in the landscape in an area where you want milkweed to grow. Another more controlled way of doing this process is winter sowing inside of a container like a milk jug. And then a final way that you can give the seeds that cold period is by basically taking the seeds and putting them in your refrigerator for a minimum of 30 days. And then you can go ahead and sow the seeds however you want. Some people actually like to sow the seeds indoors under grow lights. That's another option. I want to share a few important things to know when it comes to milkweed plants. First of all, monarch butterflies exclusively lay their eggs on milkweed plants, which makes these plants the sole food source for the monarch butterfly larvae. The plants are extremely drought tolerant once they're established in the landscape. Milkweed is not necessarily considered invasive, but it can be a very aggressive plant in your yard. So you want to make sure you're placing it somewhere where it can spread very freely and not take over an area too much. The plants thrive in full to part-sun conditions, and when it comes to propagating the plant or how the plant spreads, one way it spreads is just by the plants dropping their seeds. Another way is the plant has underground runners with their roots, and the runners just spread over time. You may notice a little white sticky sap on the plant. You want to be careful. You don't want to get that on your skin. Also, the plants can be toxic to certain animals. So in terms of placement, make sure you're placing it somewhere where animals are not going to come and eat the leaves or any parts of the plant. While I was doing my research on milkweed, what I found was not every single milkweed plant is beneficial for monarch butterflies. So do your research, because when you are buying the plants or starting the plants from seed, you want to know what variety you have, and then you can just do a quick internet search if you're curious and find out if the plant that you have is beneficial or is not beneficial to the monarch butterfly. Just like any other perennial that you start from seed, perennial plants can be very slow to grow. So you want to be patient with them when you are sowing their seeds. You know the saying, perennials sleep, creep, and then leap. So be patient. It might take about 3 years before you have a nice established plant in your yard. Personally, I feel like it's so great starting perennials from seed. Even if it takes them a long time to establish themselves, you're basically paying pennies to the dollar when it comes to starting these plants from seed. And in the end, you're going to have a plant that comes back for you year after year. So let's go ahead and winter sow our milkweed seeds. I like to use milk jugs for winter sowing. You can use whatever you like. Just make sure that your container is clear or translucent. Your container should have holes in the top to allow snow or rain to come in. And that's why I've thrown away the cap. If you find that you're running out of containers like this, you can reach out to local coffee shops. Oftentimes, they'll hold them aside for you for free. Your container should hold about 4 inches of potting mix. So I'm just going to go ahead and mark it where we're going to be cutting. I like to use heavy-duty cutting snips or shears just like this because it makes it a lot easier for me to cut my containers. You could use something like scissors or a razor, whatever you have on hand. But no matter what you use, just make sure you're safe if it's sharp. Whatever container you use, it should have drainage holes in the bottom. And the reason is you want water to be able to drain out. The larger your container, the more drainage holes you may need to add. There are different ways you can add drainage holes. I just like to use my cutting shears to do the holes. Other people have used the end of a hot glue gun. Some people have used a drill. And there are a lot of other things you can use to cut the bottom of your container. I like to cut the holes first and then cut my container over here. I find that cutting the holes first is a little bit easier because the container is still sturdier. When I cut, I'm going to be cutting starting right around here. I'm going to go almost all the way around, and I'm going to stop around here. And the reason I'm not cutting all the way through is because I want this section right here to act as a hinge. Eventually, when the seeds germinate, and I have seedlings in here, on the days that are warm, I'm going to have to open up my container, just like this. But then on the cooler days or cooler nights, if a frost is expected, I want to go ahead and close my container. So now you can see how this little hinge works on the end here. Now let's go ahead and fill our container with potting mix. I like to use used potting mix that I had in my summer container pots. You can also make your own potting mix, and I'll put a link to that down below. Or you can buy your own potting mix. Make sure you don't use seed starting mix because it dries out very quickly. If you're going to buy potting mix, make sure that it's a well-draining potting mix. You don't want the potting mix that retains moisture. Also, don't use heavy garden soil or compost if it doesn't drain well for you. No matter what you use, make sure that it's pre-moistened. After you've filled your container, go ahead and press down lightly to remove any air pockets. Here are the milkweed seeds that we're going to be sowing today. I collected a lot of seeds, so I'm not planning to sow all of them in my milk jug. And if you don't have seeds that you collected, you can definitely buy them. What I can do is add some links down in the description below where you can buy some seeds for milkweed. Here's a close-up of what the milkweed seeds look like. And it's really up to you how many seeds you want to winter sow in your given container. Some people just like to sow a few amount of seeds just because it's easier to take care of a few plants. Other people, like myself, like to heavily sow a bunch of seeds. There really is no right or wrong in my opinion. It's up to you how many plants you need and how many you want to take care of. Milkweed seeds need light to germinate, so what that means is you can take your seeds and just sprinkle them on the top and then press them into your potting mix. Or you can sprinkle them on the top and very lightly cover them with a layer of your potting mix. So I'm just spacing these out a little bit, but if one or two seeds are on top of each other, it's totally fine. The seeds will figure it out. When you think about it, out in nature, the seeds disperse themselves. No one's out there spacing out the seeds accordingly. And I most likely will not be putting all of these seeds in the milk jug here. I just want to have enough plants that I can work with for this season. And if I wanted to, I could do another winter sown container with more milkweed seeds. I want to have enough plants, not only for my landscape, but also I sell plants as part of my backyard plant nursery, and I want to be able to offer this plant for sale this coming season. And you can see that I spaced out the seeds and they're placed just on the top layer of the potting mix. So now what I can do is press them into place. I want to make sure that the seeds make good contact with my potting mix. And again, out in Mother Nature, no one's out there pressing these seeds into place. However, when it rains, the rain helps push the seeds out into the soil, or if we're out there walking around or an animal's walking around, they're also helping the seeds by stepping on the seeds and pressing them into place. Even though we'll be labeling the outside of our container, I also like to add a small label on the inside of my container, and that's basically insurance, just in case the label on the outside gets lost or worn off, and then I won't know what's growing inside of each of my winter sown containers. When it comes to labeling the tags that are on the inside as well as the label on the outside, I like to use a garden marker because I find that they don't wear off as easily as a pen or a Sharpie or anything like that. Another option is you can use an oil-based marker or pen. Those seem to work well also. So let's just place that on the inside. Even though the potting mix is already pre-moistened, I'm going to go ahead and add additional water to the top level here so that the seeds get a little bit more water. And I like to use this small little hand water pump sprayer. It works out really handy when it comes to lots of my indoor seed starting as well as winter sowing. Since the seeds are on the surface here, I'm going to do a gentle stream of water. I don't want it to be a heavy stream of water because I don't want to displace and move around my seeds. Now I'm just going to use a paper towel and I'm going to wipe the sides of my container. And the reason I'm doing that is next we're going to be closing the container shut, and I like to use duct tape. I want to make sure that the duct tape sticks properly to my container. Next we want to close our mini greenhouse, and there are a lot of different ways that you can close this container. I like to just use duct tape. I've been using it for a number of years. However, I will share that once I run out of duct tape, I'm planning to experiment with painter's tape. I've heard that painter's tape is a nice adhesive tape that still works great, but it's my understanding that the painter's tape comes off a lot easier from the containers, whereas duct tape is extremely sticky and sometimes can be tricky to take off. Some other things that people have done in the past is, in order to secure the top to the bottom, they've used a hole puncher. They've punched a hole in the top, punched a hole in the bottom, and then secured the top to the bottom with something like twist ties or even zip ties. When it comes to winter sowing perennials, I've been doing it for a number of years where I only use a couple of small pieces of tape to secure the top to the bottom. It's been my experience that since these are hardy perennials, I don't need to waste all this tape and tape it all the way around my container. However, if I am going to winter sow something that really cannot take the cold weather, let's say an annual, like a warm season annual, in that case I would add tape all the way around my container just to protect the seedlings a little bit more once those seedlings have germinated. Let's go ahead, turn this around, and I'm going to add more tape on the other side here. You'll notice that there's a little gap here. Again, since this is a hardy perennial seed, I'm not too worried about cold air coming in here even after the seeds have germinated and we have seedlings in here. Because these are hardy perennials, they should be fine. Something else that people have done instead of using tape is cut the top all the way around and then take the top and nest it into the bottom. I've never tried that, and honestly, I don't think I will ever try that. The reason is, if you do that method, instead of using tape and just nesting the top to the bottom, then it makes it really hard to be able to open and close your mini greenhouse. And also, oftentimes, I like to pick up my container with the handle just like this. And if I was nesting the top into the bottom, then I'm not able to easily pick up the handle or my container and move it around as needed. And now I'm just going to add a label on the outside of my container. I like to add the label on the tape itself, not on the container. And the reason is I like to reuse my container for at least 2 seasons. So I'm just going to write on here milkweed. Some people prefer not to write down the full name of the plant. Instead, they may use some sort of a numbering system. They might put a number 1 here, and then on a piece of paper or on their phone, 1 would equal milkweed. The next container would have number 2, and then on their phone or on their piece of paper, 2 equals some other plant. So it's really up to you how you want to do this. The key is find a system that works for you so that you always know which plants are in all your different containers. And I'm going to also add the label on this side here. The reason I like to do it on both sides is when I'm outside and I have a lot of different containers, it just makes it easier for me to quickly look and see what is inside of each of the containers rather than having to turn them around each time. But that's optional. If you just want to add a label on one side, that's perfectly fine. You want to place your containers out in the open where snow or rain can come inside the holes that are in the top of your container. In other words, you don't want to place them under a covered porch, eaves, or anything like that. If your containers are out where it's very windy, you may need to put something around your containers to keep them from falling over. The milkweed seeds will germinate once the soil temperature has reached the right conditions for those particular seeds. So if you're winter sowing a whole bunch of different plants are going to germinate whenever the soil condition is right for each of those individual seeds. Where you live, you may not experience any snow. In fact, you may not even get a lot of rain. So it's very important to be checking on these winter sown containers frequently. You don't want them to dry out. So if you don't have any snow or rain in the forecast, definitely check your containers. I like to just pick them up. If they feel really light, that's a good indicator that they need water. And you can water them however you want. I just like to use a small hand water pump and spray the water in the top of the hole of my containers. Use whatever you have handy. In terms of how often, it all depends on your climate and how much rain or snow you're getting. Where I live right now and for the next many months, the containers that I have are out in the freezing cold, so I'm not watering them at all. When it does snow, a little snow comes into the top of the hole of the containers. Basically, I'm not going to start watering my winter sown containers until they have thawed out from the freezing cold. Let me know in the comments if you've ever sown milkweed from seed, and if so, what was your process? Did you start the seeds indoors under grow lights? Did you just sprinkle the seeds outdoors? Or did you winter sow the seeds? And until the next video, make it a great day with gardening.